Okay, guys, I wanted to just come on here because something just came across my computer that I feel is a great opportunity to give you an example of how some of these high-level crypto scams work. Um, so for those of you guys who don't know, I actually built a course called Getting Started in Crypto. And in my Getting Started in Crypto course, I talk about how to identify crypto scams. And as I was just scrolling Facebook, I actually just saw a very sophisticated scam that I wanted to share with you. But before I get into it, if this information is, enlightening for you, then I want you to consider getting my Getting Started in Crypto course, because I go over actually several different examples of crypto scams. Now, for those of you guys who understand that in the ministry, I talk about the difference in being able to compartmentalize. So what I mean by that in relation to this topic is that crypto in and of itself is not a scam, just like money in and of itself is not a scam. However, there are a lot of scams in money. So it doesn't make money bad. It makes the intentions of the people behind certain projects evil or pure. Okay. So that being said, you've got to be kidding me. It's gone. How did it disappear? Hold on. I've seen this happen before, and I'm not too excited about it. Shoot. That is so wrong. I just went live, set all this up, and the thing is gone. Okay. That really stinks. Let me see if I can scroll down and see if it'll still be there. I reported the ad. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. It's an ad. Shoot. I really wish. That's so disappointing. That is so disappointing. All right. Let me see if I can find it here in my history. No, that's not it. So sorry, guys. I really had this set up here a moment ago. I'll tell you what the post was in just a moment. That's too bad. That is just too bad. All right. Well, either way, it was actually a Facebook page that was simply titled XRP. That's it. It had the XRP logo as the profile picture. It was a Facebook page that had, 13,000 followers or something like that, which is not enough if it was actually a legitimate XRP. And that's when I began to really take notice. And it had a picture of Brad Garlinghouse with the Commodities and Futures Trading Commission or whatever. And it was a sponsored ad. It was a sponsored ad. And in the post, it said, if you've not claimed your Flare tokens yet, please comment below. And of course, one guy commented and he was like, oh, the stock went down since I bought in. And they were like, check your DMs. So they're scamming people, straight up scamming people. But here's the crazy part, is that they are actually paying money to create these ads to scam people. So you have to understand that there must be a lot of money in this from the people who are ignorant and don't realize what they're doing. So that being said, I'm sorry I couldn't share the post with you guys on this live. I had every intention of doing it. Facebook must have just auto-populated, and it's just too bad because it would have been much better if I'd have been able to show it to you. Yep. Anyway, like I said, if you want to be able to detect, look at this. Look at this. I just scrolled down my Facebook, and this might be the page. It says, yeah, 13,000 followers. That's got to be it. That's got to be it. This is not a sponsored ad though, but you see how it says follow? I'm not following the page, but somehow it's popping up on my algorithm, and probably because I just did a video with my private community talking about XRP. But it says, So if you go to this page, just like I said, 13,000 followers. Okay. I wonder who they're following. Ripple, of course. They're copying all their posts. And so that's probably the legitimate page. Yep. 246,000 followers. Hopefully that's the legitimate page. Well, they've got the blue check mark. So you see this accounts with verified badges have been authenticated and can be meta verified. So that's important. But right here, they're not meta verified, and they've only got 13,000 followers. And I wish I could find the post that was the scam. But yeah, they basically said, if you haven't claimed your Flare token, and they were doing paid ads from this page, guys. And it is just 100% a scam, an absolute scam. They might have legitimate topics on the main page. A lot of times they can create ads that don't actually show on the page, like the ads are hidden. So they'll look like a legitimate, oh, look at this. They even have a phone number on there. Oh, and a Gmail address. Punter Serena 5. Who the heck? Anyway, oh, and you could Telegram them directly, I promise. And look at, interestingly enough, their Telegram link is Make America Great. I don't know if you can see that in the lower left-hand corner with an underscore separating the M and the A and make. See, all this stuff is scams, guys. And you can clearly see this. Like, why would XRP have a Gmail account? But I want to know who Punter Serena is. Punter Serena. What would be really bad is if that was their actual name and they forgot to remove that. Because sometimes some of these people, they will use old Facebook pages. And so sometimes you can go to the, sometimes there's a share button here, invite friends. Definitely don't want to invite my friends. Sometimes there's a share button, and if you click share, but I've already reported the ad anyway. Anyhow, it says that, look at this, they're located in Alabama. However, they're in the Virgin Islands, right? Okay, something's definitely going on here. Anyhow, all of this stuff, guys, is like, but what's crazy about this is, once again, this came up as an advertisement on my Facebook page. And if I didn't know any better, I would have, could have potentially said, oh, I didn't claim my Flare tokens yet. What do I got to do? And they'll be like, we DM'd you. And then they would probably be like, you've got to send us your wallet address so we can dump your Flare tokens into your account. Then I would send them my XRP wallet address, and they can look that stuff up right online and see what the balance is in there. And if they see you have a nice balance, they'll be like, oh, okay, now you got to send us, and that's just one of many, 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 many examples that can be done through these scams. But nonetheless, I have, like I said, built inside my Getting Started in Crypto course how to identify these scams. So I'm glad I was able to find this page for you guys in case, that helps. Okay. God bless. Take care. Talk to you soon.